Hi, this is Sammie Smiles, and I'm your host, Sammie Vance. This podcast is sure to leave you inspired and with a smile. Now let's get right into it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of Sammie Smiles. I'm your host, Sammie Vance, and today we have the amazing Ben Wong here today as my guest. I'm really excited because we've been connected for a while now, and I'm just going to say Ben is like a powerhouse when it comes to technology and big ideas and everything. He's only 15, but he has created youth summits. He has his own podcast and has done so much more. So thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thanks for having me, Sammie.
Yeah, thank you. So, Ben, you are the founder of Kid CEO podcast, and I enjoyed being on it and connecting with, um, and you like connect with kid entrepreneurs from all over the world, and that's really cool. So you have interviewed them on your podcast, and you've created a youth summit to bring youth together that are like-minded into making the world a better place. I attended your first summit and thought it was really cool, and it was like really well put together, I feel like. Even though it was virtual, but it was so cool to be a part of. I especially liked how I could connect to people like all over and really make that connection. Um, so yeah, it was really cool, and I love the waiting room as well. So what made you want to create a virtual youth summit?
Yeah, so I'm glad you had a lot of fun at the Kids CEO Summit that we did around a year ago, February 2021. And yeah, I mean, the entire backstory behind that was trying to get this community that we built with the Kids CEO podcast and just people I interacted with like you and try to bring everyone together for a really cool 2-day event that it was all virtual. But the cool part about that was that with the technology that we used, it was actually relatively realistic, the virtual versus in person. So that was just kind of the backstory, trying to get everyone in the kid entrepreneur, kid philanthropist space and bring everyone together in a virtual event where they could have a lot of fun, where they could learn a lot and meet a lot of people.
I love that. That's amazing. So more about connecting with so many people. I think that it's really fun to have my own podcast, and I know that you also have your own podcast. I started mine a bit over a year ago, and basically my intentions are just to make people smile and
Love
um,
it.
yeah, thank you. So I have it as audio and video on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. So that way you can like see the smile or just listen to it if you want. And um, yeah, podcasts are really cool in my opinion. Um, but yeah, I love that. So can you tell everyone about your podcast and your goals for it?
Yeah, so I initially started my Kids CEO podcast way back in October 2019, and the entire goal with that was just, again, with what I did with the summit, was trying to get more kids into doing anything. Honestly, whether that's philanthropy, whether that's starting their own buddy bench like you, whether that's starting a podcast or a company, whatever, and just trying to help and get people involved early on. And so that was the mission with the Kids CEO podcast. Now I don't run that podcast anymore. That is, kind of dormant. The episodes are still there, but I run a few other podcasts. One called Young Trip, and the Young Trip podcast I partner with kidpreneurs.org that is all about helping kid entrepreneurs with actionable advice. So on that podcast, we do interviews with experts, so chefs, coaches, all those people, and we talk about their advice for kids in relation to what they do. And then with Two Kids on the Block, my new podcast with 12-year-old Camille Lafontaine, we talk about cryptocurrency, NFTs, all that, and we do it in a really simple manner that makes it super fun and informative for kids.
I think that's really cool. So make sure to go follow all of the podcasts that that Ben is involved with because they're really cool, and will definitely inspire you. So I also noticed that you have been entering the NFT space, and I know that you're also partnering with Jaquil Jackson to create something with that. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know exactly what NFTs are. I've read descriptions and listened to a little bit what they are, but I don't exactly understand it. but I know that you have like a grasp on it and it's pretty big right now. So can you explain to me and the listeners what NFT is in simple terms and why you
Yeah,
are excited about it? Yeah.
yeah. So basically, it all kind of starts with the blockchain. So it sounds, really fancy. No, basically what it is, it's just like pretend I got a notebook and I just wrote down all these things that happened. So Sammy gave me $1. I then spent that $1 to buy a banana at the store, and then Sammy's mom then gave $5 to Sammy's grandma, whatever. So that's the blockchain, but it's a digital version of that. So it's a public set of information that basically verifies that transactions happened. So basically, whereas I have the physical journal that details these transactions, it's a digital version of that documents everything that's happening on the blockchain. So NFTs, very simply, is a picture, a video, an audio, a GIF, a PDF, a line of code. It could be literally anything that is then minted on the blockchain. So it is then turned into a digital asset that is recorded on the blockchain. So basically, in this public blockchain, it'll say Sammy minted an NFT of this conversation with Ben, and the video is up there. No one else can make something else, and someone can buy that or sell that.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah,
explaining that. Yeah, okay. Um, yeah, because the first I'm like trying to explain what like I'm trying to get what it is. My mom is too, so this will help her and me. Thank you. Um,
yeah,
so I find that a lot of times I'm known as the girl who did the Buddy Bench project and recycled plastic caps and lids, and I'm very happy to know that I've been able to help many people and inspired them in that aspect. But I also do enjoy doing other things. A lot of them deal with
yeah.
kindness and such like that and podcasts. But I also like to do things that are like writing and just drawing and um, yeah, I just enjoy doing things like that. So you are involved with a lot of different things and you're doing some really neat stuff with graphic design and tech things. So what are some of your favorite hobbies? And yeah.
So I have quite a few hobbies, like working out, exercising. I've gotten the habit of, this year is 2022, and my New Year's resolution kind of is, I'm trying to do a lot of them over the year, but my big resolution for January is to work out and jog every day. So we just moved to a new house, and I work out every morning. I try to go before 7. I try to go even earlier, but 7 is normally the latest I go, and then I jog home. It's like a mile and a little bit or so, and so that's one of my hobbies. I like playing video games occasionally. I'll
Mhm.
get some Madden, and I know you interviewed, what was his name? A football player. He was really,
Um, Broadwoodson.
yes, Rod Wilson. Yeah, he was. I During that time, actually, I had a bunch of sports cards that I bought from a garage sale to flip. That's another hobby. But I actually had, like, I was sorting his sports cards while I was listening to you, so that was really cool.
Huh. That's
Anyways,
really cool.
so that's another hobby. Garage selling, love doing that. I like reading a lot. Playing football outside with friends.
Awesome. That's really cool. I'm not much of a sports person. In fact, I have to do PE this semester for school. That's interesting. I'm not very athletic at all. That's more of my brother's things, but it works. But yeah, so it seems like you're doing a lot of amazing things right now. Do you have anything else that's coming up soon or any other summits before we get onto rapid fire round?
Uh, yeah, so we have the Kids CEO Heroes coming up, and we postponed that, but we're working a lot on building that up. I'm really excited for what we're building there. It's going to be so awesome. It's going to be a very fun thing for you and a lot of people listening. It's going to be a very, very, very fun way to make a lot of change in the world. I'm not going to say too much, but yeah, it's going to be awesome. That's coming up, and then a few other things we're working on with Kids CEO Discord. We're working on bringing in a few. I don't like to call them programs, but a few, like, challenges almost to get kids improved in different things. Like habits could be one of them, volunteering, activism, but but that's a general, what I'm doing now.
Yay, I'm really excited for everything that's to come. So if you're ready for the rapid fire round, then I am.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So favorite food?
I love fruits. I know it's a category of food, but I love fruits. I have a banner like right here that my sister made 10 years ago, and it had me as like a farmer, and then like a bunch of fruits that were designed as letters, and me like posing with them. It's very funny. But yeah, I love fruits.
Awesome. Favorite color?
Blue. I wear a lot of blue clothing. This is blue.
I'm
Half of
wearing
my
blue.
closet is blue, but yeah, you're wearing blue.
Yeah.
I love the color blue. It's you can match it with everything, and it's the perfect neutral color.
Awesome. Yeah. What is your favorite animal?
I've always liked penguins. Also koalas. Penguins and koalas.
Good
They're both
choice.
very like friendly
Yeah.
animals that have a lot of like cool hidden features. But yeah, they're both really awesome.
Yeah, I like both of those animals. What's your favorite place to visit?
Um, I mean, I love to like I live in like a little bit 30-45 minutes away from Los Angeles. I love to visit LA, but I like going to New York City as well. New York City is
Mhm.
really cool. And honestly, every place. I like to go see the world and experience different lifestyles. So honestly, my favorite place to visit is everywhere.
Awesome. That's really cool. So would you rather always be hot or always be cold?
Always, oh, that's actually a tough one. Um, I I would say always be cold, because if you're cold, you can like layer up.
That's
Whereas
my
if you're
logic
hot,
too.
yeah, you can't really do anything if you're hot. But at least if you're always cold, you can just like put on a jacket
Hmm.
24/7.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm gonna be honest, I've never really seen either of these, but do you prefer DC or Marvel?
Oh, Marvel all the way. No offense to everyone who's like a DC fan. Yeah, I'm a big Marvel guy.
Yeah, my mom's like, "Oh, you could ask this question." And I'm like, "I don't really know much about either of them, but I'll ask it anyway." If you could have lunch with anyone in the world, dead or alive, who would it be?
Hmm. Right now, I would say if I could have lunch with anyone, Gary Vee. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he's a cool guy in the NFT space, and also he's a really cool entrepreneur. He's changed my life in many ways, emotional intelligence, all that kind of stuff. So if I had to have lunch with anyone, it'd be him.
Awesome. Nice. So would you rather be able to speak all languages or speak to animals?
Hmm. Speak to animals. Yeah, I can always learn. It'll take me a long time, but I can learn languages. I cannot. I don't think it's possible right now to learn how to talk to animals. So I'll go with that one.
Nice. What's your favorite quote?
My favorite quote, that's such a tough one. There's like so many. Life life is very precious. So, and this is not the exact quote, but there's so many like variations of this one.
Mhm.
Just talking about life is very limited and very precious. So spend it how you want to spend it. Spend it on something worthwhile, and just be happy.
I love it. Yeah. So where can people find you on social media?
My main platform is Instagram at official Benjamin Wong, but they can also check out my website, benjaminwong.co.
So make sure to follow Ben and his amazing journey. And then for the last question to ask all my guests, what is something that makes you smile?
Seeing people like you doing amazing things, especially young people, it really makes me smile. Being able to, I talk to a few people that are so passionate about certain things. Like Josh, he helps me run Discord, and he's so passionate about just learning and exploring everything. That makes me smile. What you do makes me smile. I mean, you literally run a podcast that helps make people smile, uh, and like so many young people who are just doing awesome things.
Thank you. I think that that definitely makes me smile as well, seeing amazing people like you, doing amazing things in this world. And yeah, so thank you so much for being on my podcast. As you can see, this definitely made me smile. And I hope it made everyone who's listening or watching smile as well. Remember that you don't just have to be an adult to make difference. You could be a kid too. Make sure to follow Ben in his amazing journey. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.